I'm Ryan Freedman, the CEO of Corigin. We're a developer, owner, operator here based in New York. We do everything on the residential side of real estate, have a student housing portfolio, garden-style apartments throughout the U.S., and build high-end condominium. We also have a property management group that's integrated throughout the operation. 7 years ago, we founded Corigin Ventures, which is focused on consumer and property technology investments, early-stage investments. And so we play a unique role where we're able to take a lot of these new innovations and technologies and test them pre-investment, post-investment within our portfolio and roll them out in that respect. So, 7 years ago, PropTech wasn't a word, it wasn't a thing, and we were real estate operators with a focus on innovation. So we're always looking for, how do we innovate the product that we're putting in the market? How do we make our operation more efficiently? And there were a lot of young ideas out there, and so we were delivering co-living before that was a word. We were focused on tenant experience before that was a thing. And so when you're looking for solutions for your own pain points, you ended up financing some of these young companies. And at that point, we made a decision that if we're going to take this seriously, we need to become a full-fledged venture capital firm. There's a lot of synergies between how we invest on the consumer side of things and the property technology side of things. And so that was the incubation of it. And fast forward 7 years, we've done 55 deals and we're leading seed rounds, mostly focused in the US and Canada. Sure. Seed investors Encompass, tech-enabled brokerage company. We've had a long-term thesis around broker technology. We've recently led around in a company called Preview, which is more of a smart brokerage model that's giving a rebate to the buyer side of the brokerage equation. Latch is a keyless entry system. We were able to utilize our portfolio to be one of the first that they tested that on, not only for the unit entry, but also for the building entry. Bowery is a tech-enabled appraisal company, able to actually run appraisals on assets in our portfolio to really understand the value prop of the technology before making that investment. So that's sort of a sense of the types of things that interest us. We're always looking at what we think in this time, is technology ready to solve the largest pain point? And so where are the biggest dollars that can be saved or added to? And so, we're very excited about the capital markets right now and how technology can change the way that capital market brokerage occurs, both on the equity and debt side. We spend a lot of time in construction technology right now. Construction tech, construction is $10 trillion a year annual spend. 7% of the global workforce is employed in construction, yet the dollars being invested in the space are minuscule compared to even PropTech and FinTech as a much larger asset class. And so, we're interested on that side. There's a lot of places for marketplace innovation. So we're looking at equipment marketplaces, labor marketplaces, as you have a supply and a shortage of labor. Spending some time around last mile logistics and construction and how to deliver value to contractors. Anything that involves communication around the different trades that are in a job site, there's huge savings. I just had Rob Ortani, who's the CTO of Thornton Tomasetti, on a panel, and he was talking about how they saved 8 months on a super tall construction schedule solely by pre-engineering and working with the steel manufacturer and the contractor in that part of the process. So imagine if you can take all of those pieces of communication that are not occurring and put them together. We think there's a tremendous opportunity set there right now. I think in any major city you'll have similar issues. One is regulation, two is land costs, three is labor costs, and those sort of will be your core issues that you'll have to deal with. They're taking a building down on Park Avenue right now. It's going to take a year and a half to take the building down, right? If that building was in Las Vegas, they'd full of dynamite. Everyone would come and watch, and it would come down in a day. And so there's different challenges that you have to deal with in a city, but I don't think New York is unlike a lot of the other vertical metropolitan urban environments around the world. Yeah, so it took some time to get that moving efficiently, but you need to have your team bought in that we're looking for solutions and how do we test them quickly. And so if we're able to test quickly and understand what works and what doesn't, allow things to fail quickly, but just have an open mind that we may just be evaluating this, for purpose of investment, or we may be evaluating this to roll out into the portfolio. How do we figure out quickly where the most value is being delivered? And how do we get feedback not only from our team internally, but our tenants, so that we can be able to make a good investment decision, we can be able to make a good implementation decision, but we can also give good feedback to founders around, what's working, what's not working, and where the pain points continue to be. Yes, I think, you have like the Autodesks of the world that are acquiring a lot of these young emerging technologies. There are a lot of companies out there solving really interesting problems. And so I think you have to look at it from a different perspective, right? Like what may be a great solution for a particular pain point works really well for somebody. What may, a larger company may need a different solution. And then I think for an investment perspective, you also have to have a different ability to grow into a much larger market segment. So there's different answers for different people here, but I think we're early innings here. I think we're in very early innings on the construction technology side, and it's been really fun to watch the entire industry really get up to speed on what's going on and what the opportunity is. And so I think, in the last 2 years, the open-mindedness of owners that just didn't want to hear about it, they're interested. You could move my revenue number, you can move my expense number. Like let's see what's sort of low risk here to test. And so ownership mindset has changed a lot. I think that has made this a burgeoning ecosystem, and that's why we have so many startups in play right now. I think it goes back to the owner mindset. Like at the end of the day, figuring out what the pain points are that are unique to that market potentially. I'm sure, land is structured differently. The relationship between landlord and tenant is structured differently. So I assume the pain points are similar but have their own version, of that. And so it's just about being iterative, getting in front of the owners and the tenants and finding out what their pain points are and really solving for them. The most successful companies in our portfolio really focus on the client, and figuring out who actually is the client is also an important question. Sometimes you think somebody's your client at the end of the day, but if you're really solving for a layer above or below that, you might be delivering a lot more value. We're at the end of investing Fund 2 right now, and so we're looking to put 6 more core positions in our portfolio, and that's what we're focused on. We're running a $40 million Fund 2, and we're going to be raising a $100 million Fund 3 at the end of next year. We're seed investors, right? And so we're looking at anything pre-seed, post-seed, anywhere in that life cycle. So it could be as early as a great idea with an interesting market segment to, we're doing 100,000 a month, and this is what our numbers look like. We're looking for great entrepreneurs that have a unique founder market relationship. So we want to understand that they understand the problem, that they can execute upon it.